Good morning from the Philippines. I am live right now in the yard with my two little, I don't know what you call these guys, they're busy bees. They just will not, they're just always here. Let me just say that. That's Janica, our daughter, and of course you know Mommy, my beautiful wife. Today's vlog, coming to the Philippines, don't get sick. I'm going to expand on that once I jump into this video, but for all you foreigners that are planning to come to the Philippines, you got to have a game plan, because if you get sick, I got some bad news for you. Again, nothing negative about the Philippines, just negative about you not planning and doing what you need to do before you get here. Again, I'm going to expand on that once I jump into this video, and with that being said, let's hit it. Go. Boom. Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's Billy P coming to you. Long time no talk to, no vlog, no videos, no nothing. Guys, I have been traveling like crazy, my wife and I and our daughter, trying to finalize and finish up all of the necessary things that not only do I need to stay here in this country, but also for my wife to travel back and forth abroad to the US. And so that's what we've been doing. We're almost finalized and finished with it, but I can't honestly say that we are. We've got another probably 2 weeks before I can honestly say that it's done. Anyway, this video today is about, or this vlog today, I wanted to talk a little bit about traveling here to the Philippines or anywhere that you're not used to, especially you foreigners. Just coming and going to another country, you have to really plan out and really seek out information before you get there. This vlog today is about a good friend of mine, he and his wife, and what they're going through right now here in the Philippines. And this is all because he didn't do his due diligence before he got here. Young guy too, he's probably in his, I don't know, early 50s, late 40s, early 50s. And he's married to a beautiful Filipina. They have 2 boys, and very fit, very well taken care of guy. But what I want to talk about is health, medical, things like that. Do not come to the Philippines, especially the Philippines, until you know for sure what your medical insurance is, how it works for you in this country, or how it works for you at any point, at any given time that you may need it. Now, right now, I'm talking about, like I said, a good friend of mine. His name is John, and his wife's name is Ashley. They're John and Ashley Bush. I'm gonna post a link down in the bottom of the page here. They've started a GoFundMe page because all honesty, the guys just flat out ran out of money. And the problem with the fact that he's ran out of money is because the Philippine hospital nor the police here will allow him to leave the hospital until he pays his debt. And that's the way it works here. So now that you know the premise of what I'm talking about, John and Ashley are right now in the hospital in Manila, somewhere in Manila rather, and he can't leave. The reason he's there is because he got very sick, came down with what's known as tuberculosis, which a lot of you are gonna have to go through. If your wife didn't get a COVID shot, they're gonna have to go through that. If you wanna get a 13A visa, she's gonna have to go through that and to acquire what's called a spunctum test. But anyway, John came down with tuberculosis. He's an American, he's married to a Filipina. He checked himself into the hospital, which probably was the biggest mistake he could have done. But he checked himself in there, and he was in there for probably 3 days, and his sickness just got worse. They started calling in all of these different professionals, all of these experts coming in, and started telling them what they wanted to do as far as x-rays, colonoscopies, all of these different types of things. To be honest with you, I'm not a doctor, but a lot of things I've never even heard of. But the way he describes it, he and his wife describes it, is it's just another payday for whomever doctors these are or these specialists are, because right now the guy's probably in the hole for about, I don't know, 300 to 400, 500,000 pesos. You can do the math on that. That can be anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000. And with every doggone test, every doggone every time that they do something to him, they charge him for it. And again, he can't leave. He's not allowed to leave the hospital because, one, he's got tuberculosis, so that's a stab against him. And the government won't allow him to leave, again, until he pays that debt. Now, what's sad about that is that even if he had the money or some of the money to pay some of the debt, they still wouldn't let him leave. So every day that he's in that hospital, the bills just keep racking up. And he's kind of caught in no man's land right now. And like I said, he and his wife have started a GoFundMe page. And the only reason I wanted to touch on this is because he's a good friend of mine. I met him when he was getting his passports for his family like I was doing at the U.S. Embassy. And we chatted, had a real good conversation between the two of us. Since then, we met a couple of times. My wife and his wife have gotten together. But it's just really sad that this guy is living here in the Philippines with his family, doing what's right, doing the right thing. And now he's caught, and he can't do anything in regards to getting out of that hospital until he comes up with the money. So I want to say this to you foreigners: before you come to the Philippines, make sure that you check out what the Philippine government will offer you as far as medical care, what your insurance will offer you as far as medical care goes. And if it does not work here in the Philippines, man, you better come up with you better have some hard cash in order if and should you ever get sick. The only other thing that I would recommend is the closest place or the closest thing to the U.S. Here in the Philippines is Guam. I've actually gotten on a plane myself a couple of times and just flown there just for, things like physicals, to get physicals done. But I will not, and this is just me, not a harp on the Philippines, but just me. All of my physicals are done either via a U.S. doctor or someplace in Guam. I just don't trust. I don't trust some of the diagnoses that I've heard here. Very simple things that I know, like I don't know what would be like cramps. I get cramps sometimes in my quadriceps from working out. And I go to get some kind of relaxer for them, and they tell me that they want to do surgery. And I'm thinking, you're out of your mind. But that's just the way it is here. And again, I'm only touching on this because I want to forewarn you. If you come to the Philippines, and a lot of you are probably going to hate on this, but I'm just telling you what I'm experiencing and what my friend is experiencing. Living in the city and living in the province here in the Philippines are two different worlds. You're not going to get that type of medical care here in the provinces. And if you do, you're very lucky, or at least where I am, you're not. And if you go to the cities like Cagayan, Manila, Butuan, Davao, some of these bigger, larger places, you may get some pretty good doctors. However, you're still going to get caught up with that money thing. And trust me, it is definitely about what can be made off of you as a patient, especially if you are a foreigner. A lot of you may be looking at me going, why are you sweating so much? Well, I just finished laundry out here in the yard. It's a beautiful day, but man, the heat here in the Philippines is nonstop, and it's every day. If it's not raining, it's humid. And if it's not humid, it's hot, okay? The other thing I wanted to say is the Philippines is wide open. It's a beautiful country, 7,640 some odd islands. There's some beautiful people here, good people here. But as far as medical services and things like that you and I are used to, say I'm from the U.S., that you and I are used to in the U.S., you're not going to get that here. You're just not going to get it. They do things totally different. And let me just say it like this. There's black, there's white. There's nothing in between that here in the Philippines. You cannot negotiate anything. If the fee is 5,000 pesos, there's no negotiating that. There's no paying that off over time. You are going to have to pay that in cash whenever they demand it. So keep that in mind if you get on that plane and you're coming here. And speaking of planes, I was going to wait and do this, but I was going to say, if you're going to fly to the Philippines, I would do it direct, especially if you're coming from the U.S. I would either use Philippine Airlines and or Air Asia. Those are the only two airlines that I've been able to experience, to where they fly directly from Los Angeles. Takes about 13 to 14 hours to get here, and it's direct. You don't have to do all of that flying through Turkey, going through Hong Kong, having to go to Malaysia, Japan. I started out doing that the first 2 or 3 times that I came here to the Philippines because I didn't know any better, and I didn't do enough research. So guys, girls, do your research. before you travel abroad to any country, make sure you understand what their legal and their laws are in that country, because what you and I are used to from where we're from, it's not going to be like that here or there. And I'm just telling you that. I've been to Italy, I've been to Greece, I've been to Puerto Rico, I've been to Tulum, been all of these places. England, lived in England for a while. They're just not set up like we're set up in the U.S. And that's not a good or a bad thing. But you and I both know, as far as Americans go, especially you Americans, we have what's called constitutional rights. I don't know if that even exists here in the Philippines. So just keep that in mind when you come here. Come here, enjoy your time here, do what you got to do to stay here legally and lawfully. I've got another friend that's here. His name's, well, I'm not going to call his name out, but the guy's been here almost 5 years. His dad has been here almost 9 years. Sad thing is, neither one of them have ever upped and paid for their extensions on their visas. Do you think the Philippine government's going to allow them to leave the country? No. And once they find these guys, I don't know what's going to happen to them. I mean, they could end up going to jail. Who knows? But if you come to the Philippines, things like that, if you come for a 30-day visa, guys, and if you want to stay longer, go ahead and pay for it. You'll save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of drama. 2 things I'll say here about the Philippines: common sense and logic. Again, not a negative. You take that how you want to take it. Common sense and logic. Think about that before you travel here to the Philippines. This is a beautiful country, and the women are just, to die for. They're beautiful. And like I said, there's a lot of beautiful people here. But get your ducks in a row before you get on that plane and come here, because you can't come here and act like your rights apply here like they would, and I'm only speaking from the U.S., like they would in the U.S., okay? I currently now live here. I'm actually in my shed. My wife and I have added onto our home. You guys know me. I play music. I write music. We've just added a new studio. And I love it here. I do. But I've had to learn the hard way. Money is everything here. The peso, I mean, everybody wants it. Everybody gets it. And I guess that's anywhere in the world. You know, money seems to be the root of very, very much and a lot of evil. And if you're a foreigner in this country, man, please, you got to come correct. You can't come here half-stepping, thinking that you can get by, thinking that you can compromise, because it's just not going to happen. Okay? So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Just a short, quick video. Hoping I'll get caught up with some more videos. I'm going to talk a little bit about the 13A visa that I just finalized and finished up. I'm going to talk to you guys about that in my next vlog. I finally got that taken care of. But have a beautiful day, guys. And just remember, if you travel to the Philippines, please remember, if you get sick, have a game plan. Have a game plan, have money in your bank account, have something that you know that you can afford if you get terribly ill, because if you don't, you're going to wind up like my friend John and Ashley. Again, I'm going to put their GoFundMe page link down at the bottom of the description here. If you guys want to help them out, you can check out their story on Facebook. It's really sad because they're beautiful people, good people, and they're just going through hell now because they want to examine this guy and charge him for everything that they do, and he's out of money. They're out of money, guys. It's sad. Okay, so Billy P, I love you guys. Y'all come see me. Give me a shout out. Let me know what you think about this video. Give me your feedback. Again, I know I'm gonna get a lot of haters because we're all here for different reasons, and we're all in different parts of the Philippines. So what may be happening here where I am may not be the same thing where you are, where everybody else is. But as far as the medical goes, I think that's Philippine countrywide. You cannot go in between what I said, black and white. What's black and white is black and white. It's either yes or no, period. No in the middle, no in between, okay? Sorry I'm fumbling. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna shower, eat some breakfast, and get myself together and go to the gym. All right, peace, y'all. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep God first. Peace. Take care, guys.